African National Congress's supporters will attend the 105th birthday celebrations of the party. The celebrations will be held in Orlando Stadium in Soweto. Now let's say good morning to Aldrin Sampear, who's there at Orlando Stadium. Last year's theme was that the year of advancing people's power, local government is in your hands. Aldrin, what is the theme this year? Good morning to you.
Good morning, Lebu. This year's theme is Unity in Action. We're coming live to you from Orlando Stadium, where the ANC, as you've mentioned, will be celebrating its 105th anniversary. It's quite an overcast morning and it's drizzling outside, but as we were making our way here to the stadium, we saw that some people are still making their way to the stadium, as well as the buses. I remember the SG, the Secretary General of the ANC, saying that about 800 buses that they are expecting. We spoke to some other comrades of the party who were celebrating the anniversary or the build-up to the anniversary at Vilakazi Street yesterday, and they were quite optimistic of today's event. And right now I'm actually joined by the Deputy Secretary General of the ANC, Jessie Duarte. Thank you so much for joining us. Is it correct to say happy birthday?
Yes, it is correct to say happy birthday to the ANC.
Well, happy birthday indeed. And the theme this year is Unity in Action. What does it mean?
Well, let me firstly say that unity is one of the issues in our theme. Our main purpose this year is to build stronger relationships with civil society, for the ANC to go out of its way to reclaim lost ground in communities, to reassert our relationships with the churches, with sports organizations, with young women, young men as well. To look at dealing with issues of people at a very local level. So while we might think very globally on a range of issues, we're going to act very locally. And so our program of action is going to be largely focused on working on the ground, in communities. And in the ANC itself, given the fact that the ANC is the kind of organization with a very well advanced internal democratic space. And people have been voicing views, and we feel that we need to engage everybody, allow everybody to express views on whatever matter they wish to, and move forward into a united, more solid ANC come 2018. So this is a build-up as well to the 2017 National Conference. Also in this year, we will certainly put more effort on giving the land back to the people in terms of our constitutional prescripts.
I heard President Jacob Zuma spoke about that last night as well at the gala dinner, and I then wonder that how do you do that? How do you then make sure that land redistribution is accelerated? Because the decision has already been made that, listen, the willing buyer, willing seller principle or policy doesn't work at all, but then how do you accelerate land distribution using the constitution as it stands at the moment?
And the laws.
And the laws, yeah.
Yes, and we will have to ask the government to implement the Expropriation Act so that land for public use can be expropriated. We also need to accept and understand the vast tracts of land in our country that are laying just fallow, not being utilized at all. There's land that belongs to the state. All of that has now been identified, but the land must be worked. And we believe that people have to be given land so that they can actually grow food, and our food security situation must increase. We're importing maize for the first time in many years, and that was because of the drought. But thank God the rains are back, and we welcome the rain even today. We welcome it and we embrace it. But what is important is that we do it in an orderly manner, that we do not go in the direction of unplanned and not thinking about land planning at all. Land grabbing is not an ANC position, and we discourage that. And we are asking our local authorities to actually pay attention to planning of the land. It's a very important issue. You can't just build a house anywhere without thinking about what's going to happen to putting a street in between yourself and another row of houses, or sewage pipes that must be laid and so on. So there has to be this really clear thinking on the question of land utilization and giving land back to the people.
And I guess that's the reason why the ANC has decided to have a human settlements department instead of just a housing department.
Yes.
And let's quickly speak about 2017. Of course, a big year for the ANC. You go into the policy conference in June, and then the big one in 2017, December, is the elective conference. The NEC hasn't officially opened the succession debate. But we saw last night the ANC Women's League has thrown the spanner in the works, I would believe. I don't know what your take is on this. They've endorsed Mam Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma to be the person who succeeds President Jacob Zuma. On the other hand, you have COSATU as well.
Exactly.
COSATU, which is supporting the Deputy President Ramaphosa.
Right. First, let me start off with the fact that there's no principle in the ANC that the Deputy President of the ANC automatically becomes the president of the ANC. So automation hasn't been that. There's no such principle. There's always been contestation. And therefore, when COSATU made an pronouncement last year, that stimulated other sectors in the mass democratic movement to also put forward candidates. We have indeed said to our provinces that we can begin to discuss the kind of leadership that we want. Let's not discuss names, but the caliber of leaders. The ANC going forward is looking at very strong, very, very experienced leadership.
Unfortunately, I'm so sorry that I have to cut you there because of time. This is live TV, as you know, but we will be continuing these discussions with various other guests from the ANC, all the NEC members who will be here. We will be featuring them on the show throughout the afternoon as well, when the ANC is celebrating its 105th anniversary at Orlando Stadium. It's back to you in studio.